The last few days has been the incremental tightening of EU sanctions policy, starting with that first package agreed after Russia recognised the independence of the two eastern Ukrainian regions of Luhansk and Donetsk, and then tightening again after Russia's invasion began on the 24th of February, extending the sanctions to the transport, energy, finance sectors, also targeting exports and visas. And now we have the move on Saturday to try to exclude certain Russian banks from the SWIFT international financial payment system, along with restrictions on Russia's central bank. Now, these sanctions are going to have an impact on certain European countries, but what the EU is hoping is that that will be dwarfed by the impact it's going to have on Russia as they continue to try to tighten, deepen these sanctions. With every couple of days, they are holding more meetings within the EU 27 ministers to try to deepen these sanctions and show to Russia that they can have this impact on them, that they are not afraid to go faster and deeper as they try to force Russia to stop this invasion and to withdraw its forces from inside Ukraine. We have seen a concerted effort, a unified effort in terms of overall EU policy, Stephen, but also certain moves when it comes to national policy, certain specific EU nations like Germany with some major U-turns in terms of domestic foreign policy and security policy. For many weeks, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz was coy on whether or not he would use Nord Stream 2 to try to force Russia's hand, and then he did make that surprise announcement saying he would not sign off on final approval for that major gas pipeline underneath the Baltic Sea, bringing gas from Russia to Germany. We had that announcement. Then we had Germany abandoning its long-held policy of not exporting lethal weapons to conflict zones. Germany now sending anti-tank weapons and missiles into Ukraine, and also announcing a €100 billion defence fund. So some major moves from specific governments and also from EU governments as a whole. Let's listen in now to a little bit more of what the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz had to say.
Let's not kid ourselves. Putin will not change his course overnight, but very soon the Russian leadership will feel the high price it is paying. Already in the last week, the Russian stock market sank by more than 30%. That shows our sanctions are working, and we reserve the right to impose further sanctions.
Ross, EU foreign ministers are going to meet today for an emergency virtual meeting. What will be top of their agenda?
Yeah, that's right. That's going to be chaired by the European Union's top foreign policy chief, Josep Borrell. It's going to be an online meeting of all 27 foreign ministers. The French Foreign Secretary, Jean-Yves Le Drian, taking part in that meeting. And what we've already seen is more than $1 billion pledged by the European Union from the EU to Ukraine. We could well see an expansion of that financial aid package, more humanitarian aid, and there could well be some announcements on defence as well. So far, there's not been an unified EU policy on exports of arms to Ukraine. We have seen EU states take their decision one by one, even from outside EU states like the United Kingdom. But we've seen the Netherlands and Belgium sending RPG launchers and machine guns, and Poland sending ammunition. And so we could well see movements and announcements on humanitarian support, a possible expansion of those weapons exports programs, and even more sanctions announced in this meeting, which will be starting at around 1800 hours local time.
Ross Cullen reporting. Many thanks, Ross.